Yes, class 4. Today we will continue with the polar region. This is another extreme climate of the terrestrial region. As you know, polar region means the North Pole and the South Pole, which are always almost throughout the year covered with sand, ice and snow, and are the coldest place on the earth. And so the supply of food for the animals living in this region is very much less. Now, in the North Pole, you usually find the polar bears and the Arctic fox. The animals of this region, the adaptive features of the animals of this region is firstly their body is covered with big furs, big furs, which keeps their body covered up from the cold. And under the skin they have thick layers of fat. Above the skin, thick fur, and below the skin, thick layer of fat. And this thick layer of fat is called the blubber. It is called the blubber, B-L-U-B-B-E-R. That also helps them to keep warm in the cold region. And you will find their paws are covered, are very thick and covered with the fur also. And this, since their paws are thick, it helps them to move in the snow very easily. And they also, both the pictures that I'm showing here, both of them has a very good sense of smell. You know, there are regions which are from top covered with snow, but below there is water. And if they feel that there are fish in the water, they can get the smell of it. They can break through the ice and go inside the water to catch it. So this is their sense of smell. Because they have to have this sense of smell, because as I told you right at the beginning, that the supply of food in these regions is very less. Now let us go on to the South Pole. In the South Pole, you mostly see the penguins. The penguins, they also have thick layer of fat below the skin and their bodies, which helps them to keep warm. And what they do, you know, they always keep together. When they place themselves together, they have the feeling of heat, and that helps them to keep warm in these extreme cold conditions, in the freezing temperatures. They keep their babies, as you see here, their babies below, in between their foot, so that it also can stay warm. Now the polar regions, as you know, is very cold. Another very extreme cold region is the tundra region. In the tundra region, there is snow almost not, may not be throughout the year, but almost throughout the year. And it is very cold, very windy. The animals that you find here are the musk ox, the reindeers. See, their body is covered with the rough hairs or furs, which provides them the protection from the cold conditions. And they are also very stay in groups to keep themselves warm and to search for food. So this is the together what we can come to the conclusion is, in the polar region and in the tundra region, where the extreme temperature means extreme cold temperature is there, the main adaptation of these animals is to keep themselves warm, and that they do by their long hairs, furs, or the thick layer of fat below the skin. Another thing which they do is they stay in groups so that they can keep themselves warm. Alright, now next we will be doing the aquatic animals, but that is in our next class. Thank you, children.